Guess we will just go ahead and get started here. Normally, I'll wait a little bit for other folks to trickle in, but um, this month I wanted to talk about user-generated content, and this has been in beta since May-ish, I think, April or May, and literally no one is talking about it. I kind of put this off because I wanted somebody smarter than me to try to figure this out, and that never happened. So I'm assuming they're waiting for it to come out of beta. But until then, this is actually some pretty cool service that Unity's got going on here. And I just want to show the parts that I did actually get figured out. So we'll just start basically just going through these docs here. And there's different parts to this. And we'll go over most of it for however long this takes. And basically, what this comes down to is your content creators will build a thing, upload it up to Unity servers, and then the players can then browse what's been uploaded. They can rate it, they can moderate, they can report, they can subscribe. So if somebody finds a creator that they really like, they can subscribe to them, and then they'll get updates for the latest things that that user actually creates. It's real neat. So yeah, we will I guess get started on the bridge side of things. We'll get started on the dashboard here. So the dashboard is where you set up most of the Unity Game Services things. User-generated content, like I said, is still in beta. It is under Live Ops here, which is also part of the other services like authentication, cloud code, your economy system for in-game purchases, leaderboards, player management, that kind of thing. So your typical like live game services. From the dashboard here, you see an overview of just how much content has been loaded, who's most popular, who's been reported, that kind of thing. Your content here will actually show you every bit of content that has been uploaded to your game. And these are game specific. I've only uploaded a few things. We'll get to what I could and could not figure out at the end when we get to the demo part of it. The moderation here, you can assign moderators from the community, so your players can be moderators as well. You can do this either here in the dashboard. You can select players from your player management if you know their player ID. From here, you can ban players, you can disable them. When they're disabled like this, they will not be allowed to actually log in to any Unity services connected to this project. So this user right here would not be able to log in to authentication, so they couldn't use any of services here. So even multiplayer stuff. So this will stop them from connecting to the lobby, the relay, connecting to their save stuff out in cloud save, all that kind of thing. And if you want to re-enable them, you can do that from here. And you can see they're back green. You can do this in code as well. I'm not going to go through all that. You do have a list of banned players, and then the moderation logs of things that have been reported and approved and stuff. So setting up the actual service here, you will need to come in to this and enable it. It is disabled by default. You'll need to add some labels here for content. So this is another way that users can search and filter through all of your uploaded content. So if they just want to see uploaded levels or uploaded weapons or whatever, they can just filter that and not have to go through literally everything. So it'd also be good for setting up like UI, like you can have a page for each label if you wanted to. Categories is still coming soon. Authentication. So this is important here because this is how you will keep track of players outside of the game. So if you are logging into, you'll see, we'll go over the content portal here soon. and you'll authenticate through the web page through these authentication providers. Right now, they just have Apple, Facebook, and Google. There is Firebase settings here. I could not get this to work. I'm not sure why, but I did get the Google login. I don't know through that whole process, but this is basically you go into the Google authentication. I think it's the identity portal. Set up a web app, and then you'll get a Google client ID that you will slap in. This will let you authenticate through the web portal. It's similar to authenticating through the identity providers here. If you have Google set up for it, then you'll be able to log into your game with your Google account. Backend services. Oh, wait, for moderation, how about this? The threshold here. So for this report threshold, for any content item that gets reported, if it gets beyond this threshold, it'll be hidden. We'll see that in a little bit when we get into the guidance as well. I didn't have this set up, but this will just be kind of rules that your moderators can look up to see like what is acceptable, what isn't, kind of like a terms of service, but just kind of the guidelines to go through when something gets reported and whether it's appropriate or not. Okay. Okay, we have the authentication, went through the web portal. So the web portal here is going to be another avenue for uploading content. It doesn't have to be directly from in-game. We'll also go over the UGC Bridge, which is a separate package that you can give out to your creators in order for them to load up a project in Unity. They can use Unity as their level editor, and then you can use that to upload anything you want from within Unity editor itself. That's what this creator tool is. I didn't put a description here over the band. Not sure why that wasn't showing up. But you'll need to also set the site visibility to be visible in order to look. And we'll look at that in just a quick second. Webhooks here is another thing that is cool, but I could not quite get it to work right. So webhooks would be you can send messages whenever an event happens. You can send it through this webhook here, and it can watch for various events. So what I wanted to do was have webhooks for content moderation. So whenever item got flagged as needing to be moderated, it would send this webhook to a Discord channel that could be monitored for alerts and stuff that your moderators would have. They would see this pop up in the channel, and then they could moderate it right from there, I believe. But you could set up one for whenever contents get created or deleted, if you just wanted to know when that happens. Other things for players getting banned or updated and whatnot. But as you can see here, I tried and I'm not quite sure why. And the setup guide, we just went through basically the same thing of the setup guide. All right, so back here in the web portal. I hope this works. Okay, so this is our content portal. You can set this up as your own custom domain. I believe that is, I guess you can't set that up for me, not yet. And I believe in the future, this is going to get a white label treatment. So you can customize this to be like your own games UI and whatnot. So here, I'm going to sign in with my Google account. Works. Hey. All right, so here we will see everything that this user has uploaded. I've only uploaded one thing, our logo banner, and over here in the content management, you'll be able to manage all of the content that you've uploaded. You'll see whether it is approved or not. I believe everything that is right now set to be auto approved. You can make it visible or private or hidden, and it will tell you, how many subscriptions you have, the ratings, and how many times it's been reported. And you can delete it here. This is also where you can upload additional content. Here you can just drag files in, and you'll give it title, description. I believe is the only thing actually required. You can give it tags, visibility again, and a thumbnail. We will go over adding stuff here when we get into. I made myself a moderator, so if anything needs to be moderated, it will show up here as well. We'll look at that in, I guess, right now. All right, so this is in Unity 2023.1, and the packages here. So this is in 1.0 pre-10, and it is pre-release here, so you're not going to see it show up in the package manager. You'll have to add it by name, and you can just add it by com.unity.services.ugc. And I think you'll also need to go in the preferences, not the preferences, settings. No, you don't have to enable pre-release packages. It's good. And the UGC bridge is actually out of preview, and that's just 1.0.1. We'll go over that in a second. The scene that we're currently in here is from the samples. It is just the content browser prefix. So here we are just going to hit play and show you what pops up here. Here we go. You do have a search, and you can sort if you so choose. You sort by new or last updated, popularity. Not sure why the thumbnails shrink when I do that, but whatever. These up here are the featured items. I'm not quite certain how to get anything in here. I believe this is one of the labels, I think, that gets automatically added. That's something to investigate later. But yeah, right now you can view. This will give you the author. We need to change this from their ID to player name. I believe you can do that through the player account system. But this will show you, ratings, descriptions, all that good stuff. You can thumbs up, you can report it. We have a threshold is still set at 1. So if I report it, I think it will go away. Yep. So now that it is gone, in our moderation center, we should see that it's been reported, it's pending, and then I can go in and I can moderate it. We don't have any guidelines here, but if Unity Chan was inappropriate for whatever reason, maybe the tags are wrong or whatever, then we can reject it. We can download it to see it for ourselves. I'm not sure what it actually, and I'm not sure what this actually downloads as. I think it's just a byte array, and we can approve it or not. If we approve it, then it will show back up. Thumbnail shrink again? Super weird. All right. So yeah, when you can hop into some code, because it's all well and good to see it in here, and this is part of the that I could not quite figure out all the way. So when we view, we all have these play and subscribe buttons here. So I can subscribe to whoever uploaded this, and then I can hit play. When you hit play here, what this will do is it will download your content and then fire off like actual event is called. We'll look at it in just a second. And then once you can download it, then you can convert it to whatever it used to be and put in your game. So here we have our logo. You can hit play. It is going to create a sprite and then download this texture onto said sprite and then instantiate it. Here we can use this, and here's our sprite. Look at some of this code here. It's not a whole lot. Here we go. So here, actually show it. Here's the actual event here in our content browser script here. It's this on content play that will send a content over to this UGC manager script that I just made. And the content is basically going to be what we use to download the actual content. You can also download just the thumbnail, which is what we used for the UI. And then this is the part that I couldn't quite figure out for prefabs and things of that nature. It's supposed to be uploading as an asset bundle, and when you download the content data, it will spit out this downloaded content as a byte array. And what we're doing here is we are taking that byte array, loading it as an image in a textured 2D, and then we're just creating a sprite with it. And then after that, I'm just creating a game object, adding a sprite renderer to it, and then adding said sprite to sprite renderer. That's pretty straightforward and easy for images, but for prefabs and game objects, levels, and that kind of thing, I haven't quite figured out how to do that. And like literally nobody else on the internet is talking about this. They're probably waiting for it to come out of beta to really dig into it. But yeah, so that's the downloading part in game. We can look into the bridge, which is something that you would drop into a separate project. And then in the docs here, so we went through our content, servers, port, bridge. So is that shown here? Recommendation. So what they recommend you do is you just create an empty Unity project. You'll configure the bridge with the project ID and your environment, and then you'll zip up that whole project, and that is what you will give out to your content creators in order for them to build things for you. And what we want is in services, UGC publishing panel. Okay, so this is the bridge, and right now you'll have to authenticate. Part of what the authentication step that we saw before was here. So after you authenticate, then you'll be able to publish things under your ID. Right now, it's setting up to authenticate anonymously. So that is basically an account that is tied to your hardware. So when I log in on this machine, it is this user ID. When I log in on my machine at home, it's the other ID. You can set this up to authenticate however you want. If you want to do it through Google or the Unity player account system, you can do that as well. But I am not that good at editor scripting, so I've not figured out how to do that part yet. But I'll show you where that is actually done here. You will see when you install the bridge in settings, you'll see this UGC template, and in here you'll have a scriptable object of settings. Here you'll have your project name and the environment. I think you need to set that in project settings. Settings under UGC bridge. You actually don't have to change. There is a services. Oh yeah, you'll need to set these up as well. You'll also need to make sure that you link your project here. If you are using the bridge here in a separate project that you're going to give out to users, you'll want to set up your project ID here as well. And you'll want to make sure that this project ID is the same project ID from your dashboard. So you'll have two projects linked to the same project ID. So here in your content types, you can set up the different steps that it will go through when you publish and upload things. So the first step we just did was the authentication step. Second step is your content selection step. So this is what you are choosing to upload here. So we can upload really anything, but for now we can upload some images. I think I have any to upload. Find one. We'll upload Zorak. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is we're going to select Zorak and close that. We are going to, it's going to be a new content. You can, well, this is the first time I'm doing this on this computer. But here you would have a list of all of the content that you have previously uploaded, so you can update existing content here. And here, what is it? Add our name, description, same, make it an item, and we will browse for our thumbnail. Okay, you can also, this is kind of important here as well, you can run validations here. So at this point, you could check on whether the prefab and whatnot is within like your polygon count limit. So you don't want people uploading, 5 gig model or whatever, and then like break your game. So you can make sure that things are within their limits. You can do various testing for like unit testing and whatnot, just to make sure that all of the content can actually run if you're like uploading scripts and stuff. But right now, we don't have any validations running or in empty validation step. All right, so we're just gonna publish, and at this point, we should see more content here. You have Borak, and there we go. And then we can hit play. It's in our scene. Should be in our scene. I have an error. Try it again. There we go. It's still errored out. Or it's backwards. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Might not have. Check out the dashboard. Make sure it's there. It is here under our content. It might. Just a second. So down here in here, we can try this again. Play. It really does not like that for some reason. Oh, it is there. All right. And down, check out some of the other validations that you can actually run. Down here in the package, you will see simple content validation, and this is some example validations that you can run. There's validation of the name length, which you'll definitely want to use. You don't want somebody dumping War and Peace into your file name. The prefab type, just to make sure that it is an actual prefab and not an image for like the levels and stuff. And the root object check here, and I think this one just make sure that your object is actually the root, that you're not trying to upload a child object. And then you can go back into your settings here, and then just flip out these empty content validations for the simple one. Then when we go back to the publishing panel, sign back in, we can run validation, and it will tell us what's wrong. So we could, that's not good. We can make a, put it into a prefab. Here we can refresh, and then, oh, it gave me a different user ID. I don't know why it did that. Sphere, if it lets upload it without a, yes it will. Here in content, should have an orb that does not have thumbnail. But if we want to go back, we can go back into the publishing panel. We have our orb here. We can update just the metadata. We can update the content and the metadata, or just the content, if everything else is fine. And already updated our orb. We can take a screenshot of it. Come on, save it. Save it. Put in a picture. Go. And now we've updated. I have to refresh this again. I might not have checked. It might take a second for the updates to happen. But if we go back into our game, we have our orb, but not the thumbnail. I don't know why that thumbnail is not uploading. But yeah, I think that is really it. Going to figure out how to actually load prefabs in here through the asset bundle here. So here in our settings, we have two types. I've got made one for the simple content selection, and there's one for asset bundle selection. And we can change our content type here. And then what this will do is it will create a asset bundle of whatever it is that you are selecting. We can make an asset bundle of our sphere. It's currently not seeing it. So we'll just hit build. It will build our asset bundle, and then it's going to dump the bundle in the streaming assets folder. You don't really have to do this part of it, but it makes it easy to find later. But when you do this, it will do a full build of the game, so it might take it a while if you have a lot of stuff in here, which would be another reason why to have your UGC bridge in another separate project that is lighter than your full game. Oh no. Okay, we'll come back to this. Okay, that may have fixed that. There we go. And now we can update with the asset bundle. And let's check this again. Hey, our actual thumbnail showed back up. Now we can go here. End up failing again, but now we can get in our game thumbnail, and I should just name this into thumbnail to print, but that's fine. But yeah, that is basically the basics of UGC. I believe that is everything we wanted to go over. Oh, I guess there's price. During the beta, it's completely free, but once it goes live, you will get charged 4 cents per gigabyte after you go through the 10 gigabyte limit for storage, and there's a 100 gigabyte limit for downloads. Like I said, for the bridge pricing, I guess it's going to be separate, so we'll see how that ends up going. So yeah, that's going to be about it. Next, I'm not sure what we'll end up going over, but we will post it online. We'll post this video up on YouTube as well in the next couple of days. So yeah, if you guys have any questions and whatnot, just drop a comment below, and we will see you guys next time.